So, Jolee, you decided to leave your little hermitage in the forest and come help us stop the Sith. I guess you realized this was worth coming out of retirement for, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Sonny. The Sith are the greatest evil to hit the galaxy since, well, the Mandalorians. And they're the worst thing since Exar Kun, blah blah blah, etc, etc, etc.
Okay, old man, you lost me there. Are you trying to make a point?
Look, everybody always figures the time they live in is the most epic. Most important age to end all ages. But tyrants and heroes rise and fall, and historians sort out the pieces. Malak is a tyrant who should be stopped. If he conquers the galaxy, we're in for a couple of rough centuries. Eventually, it'll come around again. But I'd rather not wait that long, so we do what we have to do. We try to stop the Sith. But don't start thinking this war, your war, is more important than any other war just because you're in it.
That's an interesting theory, but I don't buy it. The Republic stands for something. It stood for something for 15,000 years, and if it falls, everything will change forever.
You believe whatever you need to get through this, Sonny. The bottom line is we both want to stop Malak. So let's not get hung up on the details. Let's just get back to stopping him.
Your precious Republic's days are numbered. It won't be long until Malak turns his armada loose on Coruscant itself.
Save your empty threats, Sith scum. Malak isn't stupid enough to attack the core worlds, now with the entire Republic fleet waiting for him.
You're a fool. When the Sith descend on Coruscant, our numbers will block out the sun itself. The galactic senators will collapse trembling in fear and beg for mercy at Malak's feet.
You underestimate the Republic's resolve. We'll die before we surrender Coruscant.
That can be arranged. Remember what happened to Taris. Malak could do the same to the core worlds.
He wouldn't dare.
Now it is you who underestimate our resolve.
How much for all this stuff, Tyvark?
Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna muri ra. Tangi wama jikona. Tonki pa nonku nek abog.
Thanks, Tyvark. Catch you next week. I always shop here. Tyvark's prices are the best in the city.
Uchua penki. Tangi wama ji human ak in ikatune. Chi ita kanki chana kilikon. Chiwa aita kanki kakin cha nawabakon. Pichage borang turang. Nada chawa ishun kun. Nova muri rati lai kuka. Kang nibo ra tong chitsa. Chesko yohaba kaba no pi do ula. Tong hitwama aki inko tune. O tong hitwama ji aki inko tun. Tong pa no kun. No nek. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki muri ra kun king. Kimba no kun nik dota. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna muri ra. Tangi wama jikona. Tonki pa nonku nek abog.
You're the one defending Sunry now, huh? Well, the hotel's open for you. And I guess I gotta answer any questions you want, too. Elasa used to rent rooms here every week or so. Then Sunry would come by a couple hours later and stay all night. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what was going on. The Sith woman, Elasa, rented a room in the hotel. An hour or two later, Sunry comes in and goes to her room. Couple hours later, I hear a blaster shot and see Sunry running. He can't run good because he's a cripple, but he still was going pretty fast. I would swear he started after the shot, though. Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure he left after the shot went off. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, just barely. But I wouldn't say that to the court. No way I'm lying to the court just because you want to get your Republic buddy off or whatever. I have no interest in going to prison. That's a lot of money. Maybe I could do something for you then. All right, I'll do it. I'll tell the Selkath that he left before the shot went off. But this is our little secret. If you try and turn me in for lying, I'm making sure you come with me.
I guess this is what they call working the system. Not that I'm objecting. I just hope the Selkath don't find out about it.
Now, was there anything else you wanted? There were only 2 other people in the hotel when it happened. One was a Rhodian named KotOR. Seems like a really dirty, shifty type. Normally I don't let his kind in here. I'm a reputable businessman, you know. But there weren't many people here, so I decided to take a chance. The other is a regular named Feareth Me. He's a Pazak player. Probably an addict, but he claims he's big in some circles. Don't know anything about him other than that. Anything else you want to know? Well, okay. If you need anything else, I'm gonna be right here.
You with the Selkath? You here to see me about the murder, too? I told the damn fish everything I knew. What more do you all want from me? I was in my room, minding my own business with the latest copy of Pazak Weekly, checking out the listings for the big tournament that's going to be held here soon, when I heard a blaster shot. Being still alive, and therefore smart enough not to stick my head out immediately, I didn't go out right away. I looked out after a minute and saw KotOR in the hall by Elas's room, and Sunry running like the wind. You can't tell me that someone who was running like that, and he was pretty fast for a cripple, isn't guilty. Sunry I only heard of once or twice in passing. Some sort of old-time war hero against the Sith. Seen him around in the hotel, too. Going to Elas's room always, of course. Kept the rest of the building up half the night with their damn antics usually. Yes, she rented a room every week or so. Coincidentally, it was right about the same time that Sunry would show up. They didn't seem all that discreet either. I'm not saying anything like that. What they did in that room in private is their business. And there isn't any rule against Sith and Republic seeing each other for personal reasons. Although if you think her Sith master didn't know, you must be fooling yourself. Oh, well, Elasa was a Sith, so of course she'd have to have someone above her. Yeah, I didn't see anything. Well, one time, I saw Elasa coming in wearing this big cloak. I was on my way to my room, and she normally wears stuff like that, so I didn't pay her too much attention. But this time, I accidentally brushed up against her. Accidentally, of course. And her cloak fell open. Now, I don't have any qualms about the Sith. I leave them alone, and they leave me alone. And seeing as how Elasa had a Sith lightsaber under her cloak, I'm not going to poke that hornet's nest. I know, but you're a Jedi. Elasa never claimed to be. I don't know what it means to you, but to me it kind of screams Dark Jedi. And I'm not getting myself in any further with the Sith. I know how ruthless they are. Now that's all I'm going to tell you. I'll testify it to the court, but you aren't going to get anything else out of me.
Chiki kun Selkath, Jona mulira tong KotOR kimba no kun nek lorcha. KotOR tong hit wanaji Selkath agi inko tune KotOR mulira chuna mulira tong KotOR kipa non kun nek sit abog. KotOR yon tung chiwi ita. Bola un chikne mulira KotOR kon muli slimo pui wanga kun viskin. KotOR kimba nik chalora kun. KotOR chi ita kanki chana kilikon. KotOR nibo jimata wipun nage Tong abag sun siyam u glupor ninong. Glupor tong hit wamaji Selkath ag inkotune. Tong kingba no kun nikset abag. Glupor pichage borang turang. Glupor wangki yumabat malyaw no wish. Glupor no una pangpa mulira kong king. Kun muliras limo poiwanga kun makachisa glupor. Tong abog sinshan glupor ninong kili. Glupor chiwa aita kang kicha na Selkath. Glupor nibo mulira glupo ni Sith. Glupor siya. Glupor pampa ki mulira kun king. Glupor chachopa si chawa wish kun. Glupor bagra shak konti cha yoman. Tong Selkath wamaji kun na. Glupor ag inkotune. Glupor no molira, chuna molira, tongpa no kun, no nek. Glupor chachopa. Glupor bagwa shank konti machid Glupor nada chawa yishun kun.
Uh-huh.
Yes?
You, Jedi, I hear you're investigating the Sunry murder trial, are you not? This case is not at all what it appears to be. Many currents, might I say, flow beneath the surface. Let us just say that I'm an interested party, and that I have concerns. This murder is much more complicated than it may first appear. Sunry and Elassa are proxies for their governments, and both sides want the other to fail. You can see the journey by the footprints. You understand, yes? Dear. I'm saying they both had something to do with it. They've both kept their hands in this from the start. If you want to get to the bottom of this murder, you might seek information from both the Sith and the Republic, likely in their embassies. Because you have no one else to trust. Not Sunry, not the witnesses, and certainly not the judges. And if you take my advice, what have you to lose? Heed my advice, Jedi, and you may yet find the truths in this murder.
Welcome to Manan. I'm Roland Wan. As the official representative of the Republic Embassy on this planet, I'm here to help all citizens of the Republic should they require aid. KotOR is a precious resource. Its healing powers are near miraculous. During times of war, KotOR becomes even more valuable. As long as we have the permits, we will continue to harvest KotOR and ship it to our Republic soldiers battling against the Sith. Of course, the Sith enjoy the very same privileges. If there was some way we could gain an edge over the Sith in our KotOR supply, but the Selkath are fiercely protective of their neutrality in this conflict. They do not want to grant either side an advantage. A beautiful place, Sato City. A paradise on the water. But remember, within the city itself, the Selkath have absolute authority. They're a tough race, but fair. Obey the Selkath laws, keep the peace, and you should encounter no problems. I assume you received a visitor guide to the city when you docked your ship. I regret there is little I can tell you that's not in the visitor guide, my good Jedi. My duties rarely permit me to venture beyond the walls of the Republic Embassy. I don't know much about the facts of the case, but I find it hard to believe. I never met Sunry, but he's a hero of the Republic, not a murderer. The so-called evidence against him is an obvious frame-up. It has to be. The Sith must have plotted Sunry's downfall to embarrass and discredit the Republic. Who else? Sunry's conviction will be a blow to Republic-Selkath relations. Who would benefit from this other than the Sith? If you want to solve this mess, I would focus on the Sith. That or check out the murder scene at the hotel. Talk to the other guests. Maybe they know something. I regret I could not be of more assistance in your investigation. Is there anything else? Oh, of course. Of course I'll do whatever I can. But I'm only a simple diplomatic representative of the Republic. I doubt I can be of any use to the Jedi Council. An ancient and forgotten race. And you think it may be here on Manan? Well, perhaps. But if you want to get information about that, you'll have to do something for me first. No. You do what I want and maybe I can help you out. Until then, nothing. We were using a submersible reconnaissance droid in the ocean surrounding Otto City, and it was damaged. It took a data recording of the outside of the city before being driven off by the Phyraxan sharks. But while it was returning to the surface, it encountered difficulties and was disabled. Its automatic systems floated it to the surface, but we could not retrieve it in time. The Sith were applying subtle pressure to the Selkath authorities for some reason we've not determined, and were able to delay us long enough that they could retrieve the droid before we did. The droid's data centers are heavily encrypted, so it will take the Sith several days, we believe, to get to its data. It was captured 12 hours ago. It is imperative that we get it back. It's intelligence information about Sith activities on Manan, as well as some oceanographic reports on the local marine life. It's heavily guarded, we're sure, in the Sith embassy here on Manan. Since we have no remaining soldiers to spare, and certainly not our elite ones, we have no one capable of entering the Sith base and retrieving it. That is what we would ask you to do. If you want to find information about ancient ruins on your star map or whatever it is, I think this is your best choice, but you will have time to consider your options. And when you come to the only conclusion possible, I will be here to tell you how we can work together.
Jolee, coming to check in on an old man? I must confess, I would rather you were here to speak to the warden and begin my trial. Soon, old friend. We don't want to go to trial until we've got the whole picture. Oh, I grow weary of staring at these four bare walls. But I suppose you know what you're doing. You know, the role of arbiter cannot be taken lightly. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide. A Rodian? I didn't know there were any Rodians on Manan. Oh, except for Tyvark and this one named Glupar who's hanging around the hotel all the time. Okay, so maybe there are a whole bunch of Rodians on Manan. But what does that matter? If he planted evidence at the scene, it's a clear sign of a frame-up. He probably took all the evidence of the real killer at the same time. The evidence of a Sith conspiracy keeps getting stronger, doesn't it? I suspect there's still stuff you want to clear up. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide. How would they know? They weren't there. I heard some of the witnesses said that too, but I swear she was alive when I left. I wonder if the Sith have been putting pressure on people to get them to convict me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. They've had it in for me since the war. You should ask everyone about that. They might admit to helping the Sith under pressure. Very well. I suppose there is still much you must do before the trial. Once you've gotten enough evidence to go to trial, just tell the warden we're ready. The sooner I get out of the cell, the better.
It is an honor to see justice served, and I will see Sunry is executed for the crime he has committed.
The man I saw leaving, Sunry, left before I heard the blaster shot.
Impossible! You are Firith Me, the well-known Pazak player. I wonder if we can trust the word of a gambler as reliable testimony. Of course, Your Honor. Firith Me, what did you see the night of the murder?
Well, I came out into the hallway after hearing the blaster shot and saw Sunry over there limping down the hall out of the building.
A very obvious point, Your Honors. The accused was seen leaving the scene of the crime after the blaster that killed Elassa was fired.
You mean actually see him kill her with my own eyes? Well, no, but I don't think there could have been anyone else there. I think it may have been. I mean, You'd have to be pretty stupid to leave something that important lying around, wouldn't you? Yes, from what I could tell. She carried a lightsaber under that cloak of hers.
Objection! That doesn't prove she was a Jedi. Glupor the Rhodian, you were staying in the hotel the night of the murder and saw Sunry leaving Elasa's room, didn't you?
Glupor jiking mata Sunry mulira. King kunjupa shak glupor. No ba mulira set kilai kunka.
This is clear, then, that Sunry left the room with the Sith Elasa already dead behind him.
Glupor tong hiwa maji glupor aki inkotung sit. Glupor no mulira chuni mulira tong Sunry. King ba no kunik dorcha. Chubaka chupa glupor. Chawa whiskey sit. Glupor ka chopa chawa wisyun kun. Ogra shok chong kanti cha hudro. Glupor kan king David nibora tong chitsa. Glupor, Glupor.
Don't do it, Glupor.
Glupor kan king David nibora tong chitsa.
Lies! Slander! I object!
Glupor wonky.
You, Elora, are Sunry's lawful wife. Your husband was a hero in the last war between the Sith Empire and the Republic. He was crippled in that war. Do you not believe he'd blame the Sith for his injury?
Yes. I guess he would.
And there you have motive. Sunry seeks revenge on the Sith for what they did to him and killed Elasa.
Yes. Yes, it was true. He was having an affair with that Sith harlot.
It seems painfully obvious that he killed her to keep her quiet about the affair.
He'd been seeing her for some time, I think. But he said he was going to change. He'd gone there that night to end it. We talked the night before and he'd promised. But now things have become so very complicated.
I wish to call forth Sunry himself, Your Honors. Are you a war hero, Mr. Sunry? You fought in wars against the Sith Empire, correct?
Yes, that's right. And I don't regret it either. The Republic needs its heroes.
Indeed. Would you say that you dislike the Sith? Even hate them?
Of course I hate them. Trying to take over the galaxy every chance they get, killing millions of innocents?
Pure politics. Were you in Alassa's room on the night of the murder?
Well, yes, I was. I had been having an affair with Alassa and my wife, yes. But I realized how wrong I'd been, and I was going there to end it.
You were having an affair with a Sith. You wanted to end it quickly and quietly, so you killed her from behind and tried to flee.
No,
I think we can see the answer clear enough, Mr. Sunry.
I don't know. The medal had gone missing some time ago. I never found out what happened to it. It's possible the Sith had stolen it and had it planted on the body.
Supposition, Your Honors?
Yes, I think they would. They wouldn't want to lose one of their sources, even though I didn't give them anything. They might have killed her for her failure. Or they might have thought she'd turn against them or something like that.
The Sith Empire is not the barbaric institution you portray it to be. I think the facts in this case are very straightforward. Sunry was having an affair with Alassa. He sought to end it, and the simplest, quickest method, given his hatred of the Sith, was to simply kill her. Witnesses saw Sunry fleeing the scene, and material evidence places him there at the time of the murder as well. I am confident that any informed observation of the facts will lead the judges, Your Honors, to this very conclusion. Oh, that doesn't mean a thing. He was there, running from the room. The Sith would not leave the medal of her killer clutched in her hand. Your Honors, no!
I knew you wouldn't let the Republic down.
Oh, Sunry, I'm so glad.
Elora, thank you for saving me. I don't know how I can repay you. Elora and I are going to leave here and get as far away from all this as soon as we can. I and the Republic will not forget what you've done for us. Thank you.
Got something on your mind, dude? Innocent. I don't know what to make of it, to tell the truth. Do you think justice has been done? I see. I am not so sure. If he did kill that woman, Sunry's going to have to live with that on his conscience. And if he's justified her death in his mind, well, Sunry was a good man once. I only hope that is still the case. I enjoyed his company. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches.
Jolee, may I have a moment? There's something I wish to speak to you about.
Yep, I figured it was only a matter of time until we had the whole come back to the order discussion. Well, I guess there's no avoiding it now, so let's get it over with.
I know you have issues with the order, but you are a Jedi, Jolee. You command the Force. Without the guidance of the Council, how can you avoid falling to the dark side?
Well, I've managed to avoid it the last 20 years or so. Besides, light side, dark side, they don't mean the same to me as they do to you. I don't see in absolutes. I want to stop Malak as much as anyone. But I don't have to join the Order to do it. Look at Karth or Canderous. They're with us in this quest, but they aren't Jedi. The capacity for good or evil, like the Force itself, is in all living creatures. And belonging to the Jedi Order, or the Sith, or any group, won't change what you are at your core.
I see you were quite adamant. No doubt you've had ample time to think on this during your long seclusion. I guess it was foolish of me to think I could sway your position so easily.
Yeah, I'm old and stubborn. But I appreciate the effort. But from now on, you can just think of me as any other non-Jedi in our little group, with a lightsaber and Force powers. Got something on your mind, do you? Who said I left the Jedi? Well, technically I was only a Padawan. Not that that makes a difference to most, but as for the Order itself, no, I never left it. It left me. Something wrong with your ears? I thought folks only went deaf when they got to my age. I follow the Jedi way and use the Force, don't I? That makes me a Jedi last time I checked. But the Order itself, the Jedi Council and so forth, no. I'm not part of that, and haven't been for a long time. And good riddance, I say. You know what I hate? Well, lots of things really, but I'm old and easily annoyed, but that's besides the point. What I really hate are how most people view the Jedi. Everyone thinks that the Jedi are perfect, that they can do no wrong. They think the Jedi Council is completely incapable of injustice. I guess you aren't as stupid as you sometimes act. No doubt you've been on the receiving end of Jedi justice at least once, eh? And I'm not even talking about how some of us fall to the dark side. No, that's plenty indication of our fallibility. But it's something else entirely. No, I'm talking about how more than often not, your average robe-wearing Jedi can try to do the right thing and still be completely wrong. That's true, but it's not what I meant. I guess I'm not being clear, am I? Come to think of it, I don't have to be clear. Someone my age is entitled to ramble, damn it. But for your sake, I'll try to explain. I'll tell you a little tale about a Jedi master I once knew. Hortath, I think. Or was it Hortoth? I can never get it straight. Where was I then? Oh yes, Master Hortath. He was a kindly old Jedi who meant well. But the most nearsighted thing in the core, I swear. He would walk into walls, knock over tables, mistake apprentices for rancor beasts, that sort of thing. And he was too proud to submit to proper treatment. Some used to counsel him in the urge to use the Force, Master Hortath. Allow the Force to see for you. But he refused to believe that his eyes were failing. He simply squinted more and more as the years went on. The other Jedi resignedly passing it off as the amusing quirk of a compassionate old man. I'm not finished yet, but shush! So, one day a young Padawan meets Master Hortath in the courtyard and, not knowing of his blindness, asks him for directions to the Council. Quite sure of himself, Hortath gave the lad directions, which happened to lead back outside and away from the Enclave. The Padawan is confused, naturally. He asks if Master Hortath is sure, and of course Master Hortath says that he is. The Padawan suggests that perhaps he should ask someone else. But the proud Hortath now feels insulted. He tells the Padawan to take the route he prescribed and no other. Rather dejectedly, the Padawan did as he was told, and so ended up leaving the Jedi Order forever. It was decided that the boy's fate was to leave the Order anyway, though whether that was out of respect for Hortath or because the boy went on to something else, well, we'll never know. Not much. I never knew the Padawan nor met Master Hortath himself. He was before my time. The tale is about blindness, and I thought the point was clear. At any rate, you think about it. You're the one who asked why the Jedi left me, remember? Now let's get going. My feet are itching for a good run.